Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to the Day One podcast. I am your host, Adam Daly, and I'm excited to be back with another episode. Hey, I'm a little more consistent this time. Happy December. I hope things are going well for you as best as they can be. This year has been crazy, and I don't think I'll stop talking about it until it's over, so bear with me. But I wanted to jump on the episode today and talk about some great things that are happening, that have happened, and that will be happening. So strap in. Let's have a little chat. I'm very excited to talk to you about, this is the first time I've done this on the Day One podcast, as far as maybe I'm pretty sure it is, but introducing at the forefront Android, and I've got this big smile on my face, everyone, because I've been working with engineering, passing on logs from this test device I have on Android. They'd give me new internal builds, I install it and see what happened, and then I'd send more logs, and we'd work with the server team, and we have made some incredible strides with Android Sync. And this has been an issue for some users that weren't able to sync on Android, and we have made some major progress. And I'm very excited to tell you that I've also reached out to several users, and they're also reporting the same thing, that they're seeing sync function again on Android. Thank you so much for your patience. This is not the end of all the fixes on Android, but we know we're headed in the right direction. So if you have an Android device with Day One on it, please try launching it and let us know if you're seeing those improvements for sync. End-to-end encryption is still not yet supported on Android. We still have, plenty of stuff to work on there as far as the compatibility or, feature parity with iOS, but we're headed in the right direction, fixing some issues that some users were encountering. Android's a great platform. We have a good number of users on there, and we just want to make it a better experience for them. Thank you for your patience as we've been working on this, but we're going. It's moving in the right direction. Number 2, book printing. This has been one of my favorite features since it has been initiated. I wish you could see behind my shelf here. I've got several books that I've been printing over the years since I've been with Day One, and they're just wonderful little keepsakes that I hope to pass on someday of my memories, the things that I've been writing down and pictures that I've taken and added in there. So the first major fix for book printing, some users weren't able to create books or check out, but the first major fix for book printing has been released in version 5.7 on iOS. Previously, if you just want a little background, we were using a third-party PDF generator with the books. But version 5.7 brings our own in-house PDF generation. One of our engineers, Josh, has been working hard on this for a little bit now. It's been a sometimes tedious project, but he's worked very hard, and we've received multiple replies from users that book printing has been working for them and since that update. So again, another thank you for your patience. We're excited to have these things functional for all users as much as possible. And again, this is not the end of these improvements for book printing. Josh is still working on tweaking the layouts to reduce white space. Maps were removed a few months ago because of an issue, but they will be added back in a future update. But we are very glad to hear that some users that have encountered issues are now able to get their books. And another big one that we've had requested for some time is in-app tracking. So for when your book ships, you'll now be able to go, this isn't released yet, but it's coming soon in an update. You'll be able to go into the orders tab in the book printing setting and see tracking information when your order ships. So I'm also very excited about that. That is awesome. Again, thanks for all your patience. We've had some requests come in for the new Apple M1 Macs, and we are working on a native version that will work on new M1 Macs coming soon. Right now it does work with the Rosetta emulator, but we want to take advantage of those really awesome specs we've been seeing as far as performance goes. So stay tuned for that as well. There was one thing I did want to address about Day One on Mac, and that's the new photo picker. We had a little bit of confusion, and we've done some tweaks to improve that. But in version 5.6, we launched a new in-app photo picker. This wasn't previously available, and we renamed the old photo option to Browse, because Day One supports multiple file types now. For premium users, you can add photos, videos, PDFs, audio files. And so we broaden that description. So when you click Browse, that will open a Finder window, and then you can add media from there. In fact, you can still access the photo app library by scrolling down in the Finder window on the far left all the way to the bottom under the media section. Click on Photos there, and it will still pull up your full photos library. But the new in-app media picker, we've renamed it recently in 5.7 to Add Media from Today. And the way this works is when you launch the app and you start a new entry, if you click the paperclip icon and then photo video, or Add Media from Today, that will open a little in-app window where you can select the media that's available from the Photos app on the date matching your entry. A little quick way to add media to your entry. It's really cool. So sorry for any confusion on that. We've worked to improve the language and the direction around that, and I've also added those instructions on our help guides. If you go to help.dayoneapp.com and look up adding media to Day One on Mac OS, you can find information and screenshots on how to do that. Those are some big ones. I also want to throw a huge shout out to our server team that has been working hard behind the scenes at improving sync, making it nice and speedy and fast and reliable. We're grateful for them working on those back-end improvements. They're making great strides, and we're excited for what comes forward. And a lot of that, we want to keep improving on encryption, making that secure. It is. We're continually to work to make sure that your data is safe. Another one, we just recently, just a couple of days ago, today is Wednesday, December 9th when I'm recording this episode, but just a couple of days ago, we added the ability to subscribe to Day One Premium directly on our website. So if you want to subscribe to Premium outside of the App Store or Google Play Store, you can sign into your account at dayone.app/settings. This is the server dashboard where you can manage your account, and then you can subscribe there. You are not able to subscribe if you have a current subscription active, but if you want to going forward, you can subscribe there. It goes through a payment service called Stripe, very secure, very safe, and it is automatically renewing until canceled, and you'll be able to manage that subscription via dayone.app/settings. So if you want to check that out, that's also on the help guides. Look up subscribing to Day One Premium on the help guides, and you can see some screenshots that I've added there on how to do that. Another request that we've seen recently, so about, several months ago, Apple announced that they were going to introduce in-app purchases being able to be shared in Family Share. And this is great. Currently, before this was not supported. Each user with their own unique Apple ID would have to subscribe separately. So Apple recently launched support for this officially. I think it was last Friday, where developers can choose to add a family share ability. So our team is looking into this now to see how it will work with Day One. So stay tuned. We're looking into that, and we'll see how that works with Day One. But the idea is that if you have a group of people in a family share group, one subscription will get premium for all of those users. And they can all still have their own separate accounts, but it would just be one premium price for premium on all devices. So very excited about that. Some really cool stuff coming down the pipeline. I just want to say, as we get close to the end of the year, we're really close at this point. I took some time just to reflect and think about my time here, think about my time over this past year, what I've been through, try to understand what others have been through and empathize with that or share joy in that. I'm just so grateful, and I want to say thank you for all your support over the years. I'm so proud to work for a company that builds such a cool product, and I think I can speak for the team on that as well. We're excited about what Day One means to people. We love hearing your stories about how you've benefited personally from journaling. There's a lot going on in the world. It can be hard to focus on the good all the time. And as we get to the close of this crazy, crazy year, I hope that you take some time to reflect. Do that in Day One. And these entries will appear in the coming years, and we can look back at the trials, the wins, the losses, the joy. For me personally, that's that's how I find ways to improve. Have you ever seen the movie Inside Out by Pixar? I'm a huge fan of Pixar. I love how they focus on stories, and they just come out with these really amazing stories that that I can see myself in. I know they're cartoons, but they have just such great stories that are so relatable. So spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Inside Out, just turn me off for the next few minutes, but I want to talk about this movie for 2 seconds. It's about a girl named Riley who has to move across the country because her father's employment changes. And what's really neat about this is we get insight into how she feels about all of this by getting to see her emotions at work, personified by caricatures in her mind that represent joy, sadness, disgust, fear, and anger. And the major plot is the character Joy is so focused on, helping Riley have positive, happy memories and feeling joy all the time to a point where things start to go wrong. And Riley gets conflicted. Joy doesn't want any of the other emotions to have full control over Riley. And the main antagonist, quote unquote, is sadness. Joy really does not want sadness to interfere in Riley's life. And it goes down this huge journey where Joy learns for herself that it's okay for a person to feel a range of emotions. She realizes how important sadness is to Riley and to her overall well-being. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel angry. It's who we are. There's a lot of growth that can happen with those emotions. I'm personally grateful for Day One. I was going to talk about my streak. I've got a really great streak that I'm proud of, and I know it's not a competition. It's just it helps me stay consistent and have a routine. But I'm on a 516-day streak, and I've seen some of yours on Twitter and Facebook, the Facebook community. Some of your streaks are really awesome. Keep going. It's amazing to see that kind of growth and development. But I'm just so grateful for a beautiful platform to write down my memories, my feelings, all of them, not just the happy ones. My Day One isn't my social media platform where I have to, keep up with the Joneses, if you will. I get to put down raw Adam in my journal, and that's okay. I can reflect and see what I've done since, how far I've come. Maybe it's not as far as I like. Maybe I wish I would have done things differently, but then that becomes my opportunity to make changes as needed. I hope you also take time this year as we get close to 2021. How has this year been for you? What would you do differently if you could? What are we going to do next year to keep going, to progress? Write down the sadness, write down the anger, write down the frustration. Sometimes it just helps getting it out and putting it on paper, or in this case, on a screen, on a keyboard. And there's a catharsis there, I believe, at least for me. And I'm sure many of you experience that same thing. I'm grateful for all of you that allow us to do this, to work for such a company that can build a product that really that can have a positive impact on your life. As always, if you need assistance with Day One, you can reach out to us. Go to dayoneapp.com/contact to see all the ways you can get in touch with us. I'll put a link below as well in the description of this episode. We have help guides that you can access 24/7, help.dayoneapp.com. But yeah, thank you. Happy holidays. Have a great rest of your year. And here's to 2021 as we move forward.